Hey there, this is Dr. Echefu, hair transplant surgeon, hair loss coach, help thousands of my clients regain confidence through hair regrowth and hair transplant. Now, I asked the question the last time, these three pictures, who is a candidate for hair transplant? You know, and most people were thinking picture 3 is a candidate for hair transplant. I also asked who is a candidate, who do you think is a candidate for scalp micropigmentation? And most people try to play me, say picture 1 is a candidate for hair scalp micropigmentation. So anyway, I've answered the first picture. We talked about the first picture is not a candidate for hair transplant or scalp micropigmentation unless that's what she wants to do. But she's not a candidate for either of those. Picture 2 now, you can see the thinning in the middle. She has some real thinning in the middle. Maybe that's just an early onset hair loss she's going through, hair thinning. Now, is she a candidate for hair transplant? No, she's not a candidate for hair transplant. We can start other treatments. You can do some medical treatments. You can start some minoxidil. You can do PRP. You can do other treatments to help with your hair density. Now, let's say 3 to 6 months. She tries all the treatments, or even 1 year, 3 to 6 months to 1 year. Her hair goes from this to this. Now that is a problem. She now becomes a candidate for hair transplant. You see? So we shouldn't rush to do the hair transplant. We need to try other options. Then, if it progressively gets worse, she becomes a candidate for hair transplant because she has tried other treatments and her hair is still getting thin. And you can see her scalp is now more visible. So now she's a candidate for hair transplant. Now, next question is she a candidate for scalp micropigmentation? Yes, she is also a candidate for scalp micropigmentation. Now, it depends on the person's preference. After a formal scalp evaluation, why do I say that? Because you have to make sure she's not dealing with any form of scarring alopecia or inflammatory alopecia, okay? So if you make sure she's not dealing with any of those, she can decide based on price point, options she has, she can decide to do scalp micropigmentation, bearing in mind that scalp micropigmentation is not a hair loss treatment or hair regrowth treatment, whichever one we want to put it. It only gives you the illusion that you have full density. Okay? Well, hair transplant is a surgical treatment for hair loss. So you have to make sure the person is well aware so that you can manage their expectations. Our next question I'm going to answer is, can she do both? Yes. She can start with a hair transplant first, then do a scalp micropigmentation. Yeah, that's actually the best for her. Do hair transplant, then scalp micropigmentation, not the other way around. Don't start with the scalp micropigmentation before a hair transplant. And if you've not watched all my videos about hair transplant and scalp micropigmentation, head over to YouTube. YouTube name is Dr. Echefu. I'm sure you're going to enjoy my videos on giving you simple tips and tricks concerning hair transplant on how to, make the right decision when it comes to hair transplant and other hair restorative treatments. So definitely. So if you answered she's not a candidate for hair transplant, you're correct at the beginning. If you answer she's a candidate for scalp micropigmentation, you're correct. So whichever way, so it depends on how to, how you look at it. As a hair loss coach and hair transplant surgeon, this is the way we look at it. You start from this, then you go ahead and move with this. I hope this answers your question. Until next time, bye-bye.